under contract. But between Kasisit and Lake Baringo last year, we had landslide, you are aware, Mr. Speaker.
Ask your question.
Yeah, so the non-contractors should be asked to move ahead where they have not to repair the road, because government cannot now allocate money and yet there is a contractor on site. Those two sections together with the access to Poi secondary school, Mr. Speaker, if intervened, those are small sections and it requires only intervention of the minister and the existing contractor on the ground, and things will be sorted out as we move with other programs. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, you have a level-headed minister that has the capacity to put the ministry in order.
Dagoretti, North member. Jen Kihara, you are the next question. Why don't you restrain yourself to the next question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me also to thank the Minister, the CS, for really doing his best to bring back this ministry. But having said that, I would wish for him to intervene in Nairobi. And when I say Nairobi, I would appreciate, I know he has given now Kura 2 billion shillings that has gone to the county. But when you look at the maintenance of the roads they are about to do, most of them were also maintained last year. And the challenge we face in Nairobi is in the slum, Mr. Speaker. That today, when I look at all those roads, Kibra is out because there's no road of Kura there. You find TJ's constituency is out, Madare is out, Dagoretti North, it's Lavington and Kililesha, but I'm not saying that it is important or not important. I'm just saying the roads in the slums where Kera now comes in, is there a way the minister will assist us so that the key roads, and especially the roads that the president spoke on, pronounced himself on it, and see how we can do those roads? Because they are the most important roads. They are the roads that are impassable than even these roads that are about to be maintained again. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to help my brother, to join my brother Koyo and Julius Melly. When the said roads from Chemelil, Kipsitet, Muhoroni, Chemelil, all the way to Mamboleo were being packaged. There were spar roads that were packaged together so that we can open up the sugar belt. Now that we have a solution coming on the sugar subsector, can the minister confirm that he will direct the contractors to do the spar roads, one from Koru Junction to Gilimori, the other one from Muhoroni to Tamu all the way, and the other spar roads along that ecosystem? It will go a long way, Mr. Speaker, in supporting the sugarcane farmers as they go towards a better farming system. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister.
Thank you again, Speaker, honorable members. Let me start with the question raised by Honorable Maungu on the low volume seal roads. And I want to confirm that, yes, we need to do something about the upgrade, the very welcome upgrade to do low volume seal road, because when we build a good foundation and do a low volume seal road, it really protects the substructures and gives us a better quality road in those low volume areas, because these are not in the main highways, the kind of Kena highways where we do experience heavy axle load vehicles. And therefore we are looking at employing various technologies which may not necessarily require physical weighbridge that is manned. You do know there are unmanned weighbridges, and therefore be able to maintain these assets, because what we did build on low volume seal roads moved our asset roads from some 2,500 kilometers to almost 8,000. To get them dilapidated very quickly would be unfortunate, and therefore we are working as a ministry to see how to employ technology, including even just signage, to be able to show that these roads would not be able to take, say, more than 12 tonner And therefore, if we are doing the agricultural distributorship of fertilizer, it doesn't have to go into the whatever. It can basically offload and sub-distributors taken in smaller vehicles, smaller tonnage vehicles. So we are paying attention to that, and thank you for that concern. On the road that is basically Bumela, developing potholes, thank you for that. I think it's better as teaching time saves 9. And what we have learned is if we do an early reseal, we are able to reseal a road at an average of 10 million Kenya shillings to 15 million Kenya shillings per kilometer, and therefore be able to preserve the road instead of waiting for the road to get totally dilapidated, and then we have to reconstruct at a cost of over 60 million per kilometer. So we will pay attention, Mheshimiwa Oyula, on that concerned road and look at the potholes that are developing and what corrective measures we have to do immediately. On this Bamba Road, Mheshimiwa Owen Baya, I think we are very strong today with respect to having paid the contractors. And when we summon them to the extent that we have not fully paid them and we have a further tranche of cash money to pay them, they come running. So let me answer the question for Kilifi North or this particular Kilifi Road, Bamba Road, together with Julius Melis and Koyo and on this Mohoroni, Chemelil, and the Spar roads, and it is basically picked up by Hillary, Kipkelion, to the extent that we have 3 contractors on this road. We have China Bridge number 10, we have Hechang, and we have Stekol. These are strong contractors. What I want to do in the advening days is to have a meeting with the leadership, with these contractors, and of course the team at the ministry, to be able to really understand the spar roads which are built into the contract and whether they should build the main artery and come back and build the spar roads later, or they should do all of them as they move forward, so that we don't have the kind of case that Sabina Chega did mention earlier, where the members of parliament don't want the main artery to be built. They want the spar roads to be built ahead of the main road. But let's have this common meeting with these 3 contractors, Koyo, Julius Melly, and because it's again cross-cutting many constituencies. And so what I'll do, leaders, Honorable Speaker, is to get, and like I said, when we summon them, they come because we now we have the ability to pay them. And so I'll get a session sometimes next week, call the 3 contractors, call the leadership, and then we agree on the way forward on these Moroni, Mamboleo, all the Koru, Kilimori, and so on and so forth, spar roads on this particular sugar belt area. With respect to the question from, I think Speaker basically will deal with that together with the leaders, Meli, Koyo, and Hillary, and the other members in that belt of Moroni. The Joseph Makilap, the Kerio Valley, Barwesa, the roads that traverse your Baringo North from Barwesa, Kenyach, going all the way to Kapsawar in the Elgeyo Marakwet area and Kipsaraman. These roads have been factored in, Barwesa all the way, not just to Kenya, but to Koloa is that to the north? And again, this road is funded. What we want to do, like I've just said of Moroni Mamboleo, let's get this contractor, Heinan, and sit down with him and agree on the work program, because we normally agree with contractors on motorability ahead of works. Because we don't build spar roads for users to use while the road is being constructed, we expect the contractors, and there's an agreement that the road should be motorable when construction is happening. So to the extent that there are these impassable sections, let's, Honorable House, call the relevant leadership in this particular case, Joseph Mac. Baringo North, and the leadership possibly of the other side in Marakwet, in Elgeyo Marakwet, and address the work program, including, and more importantly, the motorability of the road ahead of works, so that we are not basically looking at when is the tarmac being finished, but the fact that we are able to use the road on a day-to-day basis. On the question from Honorable Elachi Dagoretti North, again, I thought we start with Nairobi leadership before we gave the support to Nairobi County to basically improve the outlook of our city, and where we have made budgetary allocation of 2 billion. And therefore, Mheshimiwa Elachi I can again kind of convene a meeting together with the governor for Nairobi and the leadership for Nairobi to look at the priority of those roads, to the extent that this support we are giving to Nairobi County will be implemented through Kura. We are not implementing through the county government. We are basically, the implementing agent will be Kura. We can sit down together and look at whether the prioritization was properly done. I thank you, Speaker. Thank you.
Jane Kihara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to ask this question. The CS, who have a lot of faith in, looks like we are going to go places. Mr. Speaker, there is a road.
Jane, ask the question.
There is a
as is
Kura.
framed on the order paper. I've called you to ask question 057.
Sorry, you know, I had asked you to let me ask about the road because my question is not about the road, Mr. Speaker. Please.
Reluctantly, take 1 minute.
Yeah, Kenongi Maraiwushu Road is a Kura road, about 7 kilometers. And it started in the last regime. Mr. Speaker, up to now, they have only done 2 kilometers. I have been asking even the agency before to come and check the encroachment because there's a lot of encroachment. I wanted to ask the CS whether when he can do the remaining 5 kilometers. It is a Kura road. Kinogi Maraigushu.
Minister, you know the road?
I generally know this Kinungi Road, but allow me, now that the honorable member has basically raised on the floor of the House, to pay attention and get back to the member. If it is a case of stalling because of non-payment, that should be a non-issue today. But if it is stalling because of budgetary allocation for an ongoing project, then it is also really upon us to provide budget for ongoing roads, because it will be unfortunate that we are starting new roads when we are not funding ongoing roads. So either way, the ministry should take responsibility, and let me confirm that I will look at it. We will sit down with Mheshimiwa and look at, is it a budgetary allocation? Is it a bending bill? Both of them, which the ministry should be able to resolve and get the road to continue. I thank you.
Thank you. Joyriders are too many. Waluke, too many joyriders. One question each, because the remaining 2 questions are not on road, so I'll not allow anybody to ask anything.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Waziri, mine is about Chwele Sirisia Wahaha Road. It is a low volume road, but the traffic was transferred from Malaba to Wahaha. All the international, it's an international road, and all the trucks are now using that road from Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, Southern Sudan, all the trucks are using it. And the road was low volume, and now the trucks has completely teared it out. And it is supposed to be upgraded, Honorable Speaker. Within a very short time, Honorable Speaker, that road we've lost about almost 70 people that have died on that road because it is small in size. So Waziri, Honorable Murkomen, your predecessor had promised that it was to be upgraded. But up to now, we have not seen anything. And secondly, this road of Mayanja, Bisunu, Sirisia Road, the contractor did only 2.5 kilometers. And then he vanished from the road, he's not there. I don't know what steps have you taken, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Yes, CNN.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mine is just first to appreciate the CS.
The CS has been appreciated enough. Just ask your questions.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate him because of the Kibwezi Kitui Mbondoni Road, which actually has resumed.
Yes.
My concern is the contractor has done a campsite, but the pace is too slow. Just put a little bit speed so that the work can start to ease the pressure from the public. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Nikal.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mine is one, very brief, on Maseno Kombewa. The minister had answered on Vihiga side, but that road actually extends all the way to Kombewa, Kalandini.
The MP alleged that your side is done.
No, it isn't done. So the part from Akado, Nyendiwa to Kalandini is not done. So the road is hanging. So that is my question. But Mr. Speaker, I would also say that after the meeting on Tuesday, it would be nice if they agree on programs with timelines. If that is shared with us, then it can help us follow up on the work, on the progress of the work. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Zamzam.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi nataka nimuulize waziri, tunaangalia feri ambayo inasafirisha watu katikati ya Mombasa na Likoni, zile rams zinamwaga watu baharini. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Waziri, nilikuwa naomba kujua kulikuwa na feri ambazo zilikuwa zitanunuliwa mpya ili wananchi wa Mombasa waweze kupata wepesi wa kusafiri, lakini mpaka sasa hata ile feri ambayo iko MV Nyayo, ukipanda zile daraja zake unapata zile daraja zimeharibika, mtu anaweza kuanguka baharini. Unafanya mikakati gani kuhakikisha kuwa wananchi wa Mombasa wanaweza kupata usafiri ambao hauna utata, tukapata ile kisa kama cha Mtongo kilivyotokea, wala Mungu asijalie. Kwa hiyo naomba uweze kutujibu. Asante sana.
Daniel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mine is not more so on roads, though I have a lot of problems on roads, Kore Road and Mulingana Road, but my major question is on the issue of air transport. Mr. Speaker, I want the Waziri I want to know if the Waziri knows that we depend on...
Minister, you'll have just to make do with this mixed grill.
I want the Waziri I want to know if the Waziri is aware that we depend on Ethiopian Airways to ferry our miraa out of this country. But now, of late, they have denied us an opportunity to ferry miraa to Israel and Djibouti. And we are really stuck, considering the fact that Kenya Airways does not fly the two routes. So what is the ministry doing to assist our Meru traders and farmers from this problem of lacking a means of transport, whereas the Ethiopian Airways is flying there, but they are denying our traders an opportunity to use their flight? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question to the CS is, I wanted to ask the status of the two roads for Samburu, that is Marara Baragoi Road and the Kisima Wamba Road. That was advertised, and up to now, we have not seen anything moving. Secondly, there's also the Mubarak Marara Road, which I think was a low volume road, and now it has so many big potholes, and it's making the transport for the people living in Marara very difficult. And we had requested for recarpeting. I don't know what is the ministry doing to correct that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Sctnews.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I seek intervention of the CS on the Turbo Bridge, which was given to the contractor over 2 years ago, and the work is very slow. The current bridge is a disaster in waiting. And secondly, the Turbo Beshabor Salient Road, which is a twin sister.
Which bridge are you talking about? That
Turbo Bridge.
On the highway?
Just off the highway, about half a kilometer off the highway.
Yes.
And it is a twin sister of Turbo, Naitiri, Sihendu, Endebes Road. Okay. What is the status of the road from Turbo, Beshabor to Celia? Thank you.
Thank you, Kipepeo. Mama County Busia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When I CS, I just want to know what happened to the road that starts from Mungati, Benga, Akobwait, Kwangamor, Kotur, and was to end in Kocholia. It's about 22.5 kilometers. The bridge was removed and the contractor seems not to be on the site. A distance that cane cutters used to simply use less than 30 minutes. Now they have to go look for another route that takes 2 hours for them to reach a particular point. So kindly, because of the cane in the region, that particular road is very paramount. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Ron.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My question to the CS about a 9.5 kilometer road named Tomboya Roads in Kisumu. Honorable Speaker, this road was awarded in 2021. Up to now, only a third has been paid. Only a third has been paid for, and the roads 450 million has not been paid. The road is 60% complete. I would like to ask the CS what's happening from 2021 to date. These roads are dangerous to the residents because when it rains, water accumulates, and dangerous to the kids and the motorists. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. My question to the CS is about the road Matutu-Ekalakala Road, which the CS told me that the particular contractor is going to move to site, but he has never been to site. Thank you.
Rueda.
Nami niulize swali, barabara yetu ambayo ndio itakuwa barabara ya kwanza, hatuna inchi hata moja ya barabara ya lami. Sasa hii tunapata. Jana ndio naona contractor amepeleka mashini port. Kwa vile imechelewa sana, naomba waziri ahakikishe hii barabara iko na pesa iko najua. Ianze pande zote, ianze Mtangawanda kwenda Siu na Siu nao ianze upande ule kuja hivi. Maana tumekaa kwa muda mrefu sana kungoja hii barabara. Maana ilikuwa hata nashangaa leo nikikuuliza utaniambia pengine labda amejua unakuja ndo akasongeza hizo mashine. Maana ulikuwa ukiniambia 1 week, 2 weeks itaanza. Lakini imechukua muda. Waziri, tafadhali contractor ambiwe aanze pande zote mbili. Watu wamengojea barabara kwa muda mrefu sana. Pia sisi Lamu East kuna sehemu watu wanaomba barabara. Sisi tuwaomba ifunguliwe. Karibu miaka 6 hakuna njia. Mfanye mpango wote, hata kama ni kuweka maram, kama ni kuweka nini hindi tu Kiunga. Uchumi wa Kiunga imefungwa kabisa, hakuna barabara kabisa. Na barabara hiyo ni security road na ndio international road inaenda tu Somalia. Watu wingi majeshi tumekosa hapo kwa sababu ya zile zinaitwa IDs, zinawekwa chini zinalepuka. Sasa ikitengenezwa hiyo barabara itatusaidia sana. Barabara sasa imefungwa haipitiki, watu wanatupitia boti peke yake. Asante Bwana Spika.
John Paul. Minister, those are short questions. You should be run through them very quickly. John Paul, give him the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have only one question to
You
our
are
CS.
entitled to only one.
Yes, only one question.
Yes.
About compensation of a road which was completed in the year 2023. That is KJ Auke Makiri Road. The people who are supposed to benefit, their names were gazetted. Up to date, they have not benefited from the compensation. When are they likely to be compensated? Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Last on roads, Senior Sunguli. Nafungia.
Mr.
The
Speaker,
remaining two questions are not on roads, and I'll not allow anybody to ask anything on roads hereafter. Sunguli.
Mr. Speaker, I asked about a road which the minister knows very well about, and the Kilgoris Soit Road through Shartuka. It was a low volume seal road, or it is a low volume seal road, which is speedily wearing out. I don't know what the minister is doing, whether the contractor is coming back to site, especially because now we have a factory there. People want to benefit from it, from taking cane, and it's becoming even more difficult to maintain the road unless you come to it quickly. And all the way to Chebole. And also just, I'm not allowed to ask another question, but I hope you read,
Yes.
Mr. Minister, in the newspapers, that the road from Lolgorian to Masai Mara was blocked by the residents, and the tourists could not go because there were two big pools of water that had developed there, and the road is impassable even by border borders. What is the minister doing about that?
Yes, because
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, my question is on the Kitale Swam Road. It is 99% complete.
I thought it's
But-
complete.
No, it's 99% complete. But we have people who are supposed to have been compensated. They have not been compensated up to today. And you remember Honorable Kale Pamise asked about the people of Matisi, and we also have people in Endebess, especially in Sokomuchinga and along that area where these people have not been compensated all that time. So whom do they, because they have approached National Land Commission, they are always going to the DCC's office. Even today they called me. They are going to the DCC's office. So how are they going to be compensated? Because I think they'll just be left stranded if nothing has happened.
Members, bear with me. This is the cutoff on roads. Minister, if Obara won't give you, you've just walked in. You've just walked in, I'm not giving you. Ivan Farah, you've just come in. Yes. Minister, answer those. That is a cutoff point on roads. I'm sorry, Farah, you'll ask next time.
Allow me,
Many
Honorable.
questions about the north have been asked. The Kulamawe Road has been mentioned, all those. I've been here, unless you are not here. Go on, Minister.
Thank you, Speaker.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, allow me not to just basically individualize every question, but to basically say, Honorable Speaker, where there is a contractor on the road who had abandoned work due to non-payment, and because we have paid every contractor at least 40%, and we are paying the next 40% in due course, and that due course is in the next 2-3 weeks. And that's why we are having this Tuesday meeting to review, because we are in a very good place, we are in a very strong position to basically ensure that they did comply with the settlement agreement, which was a bargain to sell a part of our RMLF and pay them. And on account of discounting our RMLF on a net present value, we ask them equally to discount 35%. We pay them 40%. We are paying 40% in due course. And therefore, for the road that Waluke spoke 2. And where there is a contractor, I want to confirm that on all those roads, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I will be happy to have a meeting with the contractor, with my team, and with the members of parliament for the particular area to address resumption of work. If they have not resumed work, why should we be prioritizing the next 40%? So we are in a very strong place to address that. So, but particularly for Malava, because of the border and this Chwele Road, honorable members, you do know that we pride being an anchor state because of the port of Mombasa and servicing Uganda, Rwanda, all the way to DRC. And therefore, the roads around the border, and there's a question that was asked earlier regarding what are we doing around Malava to open that congestion and make that area expedite movement of lorries so that the border control is not exacerbated with the challenge of roads. And therefore, we will pay attention. We do a lot of trade as a country on account of transiting goods for these particular countries and as an anchor state. And therefore, even if we are efficient in Mombasa and we are not efficient in the entire northern corridor, including the border, which do also seeks to answer the question of Bokose on this swamp, on the, what do you call, Kitale swamp. We really are going to work quickly to make sure that we clean this border point roads, including the building, which is currently unfinished. That is why we are 99%. We'll work closely with KRA to finish the buildings. And even as the leadership of our neighboring country seeking will be coming into the country, the Kitale Swamp Road is of concern, and we need to finish that 1% outstanding. But having said that, with respect to Waluke's question, we will pay attention to that boundary area to make sure that the artery is clean. We are able, even when you have to go through the Chwele.
You ask about compensation.
And I'm going to answer that. I'll answer that. And then maybe I can just deal with it because I've then dealt with Kitale Swamp and deal equally with the other PAP project affected person on the road where John Paul did raise. In the selling asset securitized kind of asset that we sold, we made provision for all the project affected person. And that is why even on the road of, which was asked by, on Kibwesi Mutomo, we are compensating all those project affected persons to the tune of 1.5 billion. We have released the money to National Land Commission, and the process of payment is just a bit slow because of the compensation process of ensuring that we are compensating the right person. So that money has been made available. The project affected persons we have taken care of, John Paul, Kibwesi, Mutomo, and equally in Kitale Swamp, and we'll ensure that we are working very closely with National Land Commission. In fact, as a matter of fact, we've held many meetings. We've released 14 billion to National Land Commission. As we speak today, they have only paid out 3.5 billion, maybe close to 4 billion now, and they are sitting on some 10 billion because of the reconciliation of records. And equally, we are working with the Ministry of Lands to make sure we streamline the records and release that money to the project affected persons. With respect to, like I said, contractors who have not resumed work, that should not be an issue today where they are contractors. We can deal with these contractors on a one-to-one basis. Currently, they are very cooperative to us. If they are not cooperative to the cooperating with the members of parliament, I can chair joint meetings and basically zoom in and address the various challenges. With respect to Maseno Kombewa Road, that was asked by Nikal, I think we've provided for funding for that section of the road to be able to finish so that we do not have to ask a question pertaining to the fact that the Viga side is done, why don't you do this other side, or the other side is done? And then we got even executive directions to be able to complete both sides of the road. Some regarding the ferry. We've just paid for the ferry in the last 2 weeks. Construction has started. We're very concerned about the challenge on how we basically move our people across the Likoni ferry. When you see some of the videos doing the rounds in the way people move in, even for the time being, in my last visit to Mombasa, this was an agenda with the governor for Mombasa to see whether we can have a system for crowd management as people board. But equally, that road that we build between Mombasa and Kwale through Kibundani to service the special economic zone area is basically ready, and we are looking at opening it shortly, and that will release a lot of the traffic that can then ease the congestion in the ferry. But the other ferry that we did sign off has been paid for and construction started. So in fact, I got an update. We were with Captain Ruta late into the evening yesterday in a separate meeting. Air travel, I've got a more substantive statement because that has been of concern, and allow me, Speaker, to basically look at the statement on how we are going to assist our Mira farmers to make sure that the products are getting to the market in Israel, Djibouti, and other markets. Ethiopia Airlines operate international scheduled air service into Kenya purely under provisions of the existing BASA bilateral air service agreement signed between the government of Kenya and Ethiopia. The existing agreement, Honorable Speaker, members, provides for carriage of both passengers and cargo under scheduled regime. The agreement has no restriction as to what type of cargo to be carried for as long as the airline is approximately certificated by a competent authority to uplift the cargo under standards set by the International Civil Aviation Organization, a standard setter in the global aviation industry. Obligations of the state signatory to such agreements is that the state should not interfere with the conduct of business by airlines designated to operate under such agreements, and therefore the ban by Ethiopia Airlines on carriage of Mira from Kenya is an internal airline decision that has no roots to the existing bilateral air service agreement between Kenya and Ethiopia. But because I was aware of this, that's why I made a brief statement, because I knew it might come up. I'll be seeking to basically do a bilateral with the Ethiopia Airlines to basically seek to intervene, because this is really impacting on the economy of this sector, and therefore we need to provide an urgent solution, because these are perishable products and they do not have that long-range kind of post-harvest time, and we need to resolve that. So I'll pay attention to that, Mheshimiwa, and address that very quickly. Let me then turn on to Samburu. Samburu, that was Le Kuris. Honorable Speaker, like one road in Chepsonoi, Turbo to Kakamega had a challenge with the contractors pricing. The Wamba, Maralal, Baragoi road had that challenge. We did provide for some tarmacking out of Maralal into Wamba. We did provide also for tarmacking from Maralal towards Baragoi. And Mheshimiwa Legarus, we've had meetings with the leadership of the area, and we did retender for these roads. We've just closed. The bids are just coming because we've lost so much time between the time when this funding was approved and the tender which has not come out.
Sound Candid Talk is timely, accurate, professional, and affordable. You have a complaint or compliment, any question concerning our broadcasting, contact us soundcandidtalk@gmail.com. We are on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and X at Sound Candid Talk. Call us on 0718 45 45 85. At Sound Candid Talk, we provide live UHD broadcasting for church services, talk shows and podcasts, weddings, live bands, products and services launches, webinars and trainings, Zoom meetings, conferences, seminars, exhibitions, and virtual concerts. Are you looking for video live streaming services? You want your church services to be on air? You do not know where to market your goods and services? At Sound Candid Talk, we deliver the best live stream services for your events, product and service launches, conferences, weddings, and lives. Reach on us today. You are watching Sound Candid Talk live. Are you looking for video live streaming services? You want your church services to be on air? You do not know where to market your goods and services? At Sound Candid Talk, we deliver the best live stream services for your events, product and service launches, conferences, weddings, and lives. Reach on us today. Sound